Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in to another episode of The Artist's Journey. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Gatesthagoat. She is a spoken word artist from Georgia. And just like how we like to start off every episode, we like to start off with asking, what is the message on your yogi tea today?
My tea says you are unlimited.
Mm.
Yeah, very powerful. It's a nice affirmation there.
Yeah, it is. It is a nice affirmation because you are unlimited, especially as an artist. So, where did you grow up?
I grew up on the south side of Atlanta, Riverdale, Jonesboro area.
Okay, South Side. So how did that impact your artistry?
I feel like it gave me the audacity. You know, Atlanta seems to be the black culture center of everything. So it's like, man, I'm already from here. Like I grew up watching Outkast and Sierra and then up to the Migos and then the Futures and all of that. So it just makes me feel like I was already in a place where greatness is already found and cultivated. So
Right.
yeah, it just gives me a lot of confidence when I get to say like, yeah, I'm from Atlanta. Like I'm from the place where everybody flocks to try and make it. Like I already been here. I already know what it's like to navigate these streets. So,
Right, absolutely.
yeah.
And when did you start your creative journey? Like when did you start becoming what got you started as a poet?
I would say in school, in English class, when they teach you about poetry and the different styles and different types and things like that. And my aunt, she was in mental health field. She worked as a therapist, and she had got me a journal. And from there, I would write in my journal, and then I would find my journal entries have a rhythm or a rhyme to it. And I'm like, so I guess I'm gonna use poetry to sort out my emotions. So I've been doing it from a very young age. And then from there, I wanted to pursue music a little bit. You know, like when you're a kid, you kind of start that rap group with your friends.
Right.
And yeah, we had did something like that, but never really got in the studio with it. And I have a friend who he was starting to buy equipment, get a mic and speakers and things like that. And so me and him would just start to work together on things. And yeah, I actually released music before I started to release the poetry on all the platforms. So yeah, and right now the goal is to songwrite. So I perform poetry. Really, when I go to the open mic, I'm really marketing myself to the artists in the room to say, hey, I got bars, I got hooks, I have flows, and I'm able to write about a bunch of different things.
Right.
So that's where me popping out at open mic started. Part of it is me trying to heal myself. So a little bit of exposure therapy to, release what I've been writing out and what I've been writing down and harboring. And yeah, that's pretty much my journey so far.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And just like your aunt giving you that gifting you that book and nurturing and cultivating your gift as a writer because she saw something in you that she wanted to harness, something that she wanted to nurture. So shout out to your tribe for encouraging you, because the people who raise us in our youth help shape us in our adulthood, So and then also having that outlet, having that creative outlet of expression, having that outlet, having something to sort out your emotions is important. Because a lot of times, with all the craziness going in the world and then, our phones, all this stuff on social media, whether you're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, there's so much stimulation, and we need to have something, we need to have an outlet to sort that out.
Yeah.
So luckily for you have your notebook, and you always have that. So that's the beautiful thing about it. So we love your album Floodgates.
Thank you.
Yeah, so can you tell us about the creative process of that and the overall arcing theme of Floodgates?
So Floodgates, title is kind of a play on my name. It's really a matter of just me like flooding the streets with my poetry and my words. So that's where the name came from, and like the creative journey of it, man, because I write a lot of poetry, so every poem didn't make it on the album. So I had to just kind of look and be like, okay, well, these are my best ones, or these are the ones that tell my story, tell who I am more than anything. So those are the ones I went with. I called up Darian. I was like, yo, let's get in the studio. I think I'm ready to make an album. I think I have enough. Well, let's do it. And so we got in the studio, and some of the beats, well, all of them he made from the ground up, but some of them are beats that I've had for years, like Slavery versus Pinnage. I actually wrote a rap song to that one. It's called Peace, Love, or Hate. But I thought the beat was perfect for Slavery versus Pinnage. So some of the beats were from the ground up. Some of them were ones that he had sent to me before. Passionate Escalation. That beat, it was called Loving You. And the singer on there, Talisha, she actually came. She was the first singer that sung some of my lyrics. So she kind of officially made me a songwriter with that Passionate Escalation. So the words that she's singing are from the poem that turned into the song. So then I just put the poem over the song so to make that happen. And got Head Honcho and Roses Bloom with that live instrumentation. It's Darian
Roses
Phillips.
Bloom, yes.
Yeah,
I think that's
Roses
probably
Bloom.
my favorite one on, but I love roses too, but
Yeah.
I like the metaphor. I like this. I like the flow of it. I like the instrumentation. It's amazing sound.
Yeah, and Roses Bloom, there's actually two different poems that I put into one, because Savory was just something short and sweet. I was feeling a little spicy on that Savory, talking about the sheets and stuff like that.
Yeah, some of your poems are a little erotic.
Yeah, they are have a little erotic piece to it. Now I let him have his flute solo, and then I was like, all right, let me hit him with that Roses Bloom. And then it's like I started erotic, then the flute comes on, then I come back in, and it's like a self-healing journey. And so yeah, that's that Roses Bloom. So,
yeah, it's a little bit of everything. Well, it's dynamic, I would say.
Yeah,
so where can people find your music or find your poetry online?
All streaming platforms. You got your Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, iHeartRadio, Pandora. It's out everywhere. Wherever you listen to music, you can find Gatesthagoat. THA, no spaces.
So why the name Gatesthagoat?
So Gates is actually my last name.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you have like Tyler the creator. So I'm like, okay, I want to be Gates the GOAT. It just kind of had a ring to it.
That's
so I went with it. And it's like, I'm not trying to be the greatest of all time. It's really like the greatest Gates of all time, for real. So it's really just me versus me at the end of the day. Just, like Infinite has said earlier, just trying to be better than who I was yesterday.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me why I thought Gates was your first name.
Nah, first name is Sierra.
Okay. Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. That's dope.
Yeah.
So with spoken word, you said you wanna continue your writing and eventually you're interested in being a songwriter.
Yes.
So would you write music? Would you write songs for other artists? Like, would you be a ghostwriter? Would that be something?
Yeah, exactly. I actually would love that. If somebody would just be like, hey, I throw you a couple $100, you just help me out in the studio for a few hours. Hell yeah. I don't even need no credit. Just give me some money. Once you get to spitting it, it's gonna be like, that flow kind of sound a little familiar, and it's
right.
It's fine. Yeah, I say nobody. Jack Harlow been in the news about using a songwriter, and then he went and said that he didn't want to credit her. I was like, dang, Jack, that's crazy. You could have called me. I wouldn't even been on no podcast telling folks what you did. So long as that check hit. So,
yeah.
So that is the goal though for singers. Really, I feel like I could write for any genre. Honestly, that country might be a little harder, but
I mean, it's just storytelling.
Really
they just put their accent on it.
Yeah, that is true. I might already have a poem that could be a country song.
Drink my whiskey.
Yeah. I left my bitch yesterday. Things like that.
That's funny. So with your spoken word, do you feel like this is a deep question?
Okay.
So do you feel like it's in alignment with your purpose? Like, do you feel like when you're doing spoken word, when you're being a creative, when you're doing artistry, do you feel like in alignment with your purpose?
Somewhat, yes. I want to say yes because I feel like that's the right answer, but like my purpose, sometimes I wonder what my purpose is.
Right,
Really,
right,
like,
right, right,
why
right.
did God put me here?
Right.
And I think if I could best describe my purpose, I think my purpose is to inspire, to support, and then to lead. And I feel like those are like the three things. That's usually what I find myself doing. Like, I'll get up and do something. It's like, okay, now that I did it, now somebody else wants to do it. It's like monkey see, monkeys do type thing. And I had to realize it's not always a bad thing. Like, it's good to be an inspiration for others. I mean, and with the poetry and with spoken word, we all have a voice. We all have something to say. We all have thoughts. So I feel like everybody's a poet. Everybody's a spoken word artist. You just gotta have the audacity and that fire, that spark to just get up there and speak your piece. So yeah, I do think it is aligned with my purpose. So that's when it comes down to like leading and just telling my story. You know, not a lot of people can say they know someone who's an engineer, and I'm black and I'm a woman and I'm an engineer. It's like, yeah. So,
Wait, you're an engineer or like a music engineer or an engineer?
So my degree is in industrial manufacturing engineering.
Okay.
So yeah, like I'm actual.
You're
real
smart
life.
and you're creative.
Yeah. Yeah, they really should put the A in STEM because it is really hard. And then you get to learning some of the classes, you get into AutoCAD and stuff like that. You're designing. That's artistry. That's artistry. You have an idea. You have to bring that idea to life.
Yes.
So yeah,
you have to bring that idea. You have to have I feel like that's a flex, honestly, because when you do have a mechanical, I'm not sure the right word, but mechanical mind. That's what I'm saying. Like, having a creative, being able to think creatively in alignment to that. I think that's amazing because that's how inventions happen. That's how new waves and new pathways start. You know, looking at it in a different angle and then having the audacity to make a difference or make a change or using your voice in different avenues.
Yeah, and it's not easy at all.
It's not.
Trying to be an engineer as a black woman it's pretty hard.
What would you say some of your challenges are?
Microaggressions is working around white males that might not have seen somebody like me before, so they don't know how to take me. And like I say things, it's like, oh, maybe you think I'm just talking out the side of my neck until you go in a meeting and you thinking about what I said, and it's like, this actually might be a valuable solution. So sometimes it's that, and a lot of times just folks just don't know how to receive me, you know. And working in corporate worlds, it's like it's a lot of small talk and things like that I would have to deal with. And it's like, I don't want to talk about games. I don't want to hear about your meal prep. Like, I actually don't care how your wife is doing. Like, I really don't. We here to do this job and I'm going home.
Right.
So a lot of it is like, why are y'all acting like y'all care about me, knowing as soon as I start talking, y'all gonna turn around and go make jokes about what I'm saying or something like that. So it was... Yeah, it's very challenging. And then it's like when you deal with being in that environment, eventually you start to just shut yourself down. It's like, you know what? I don't have any ideas for y'all no more. Like, forget it. Whatever. Do what y'all want.
Yeah, and then I don't want to say ideas and then you take it and then don't even give me credit and then act like you came up with the idea as, like, you know what I mean?
That
like,
part,
no, I don't got time for
try
that.
to mansplain things to you. Like, I might tell somebody. I remember this guy, he was training and he asked me what to do and I told him what to do. And he turned around and asked the supervisor what to do. Supervisor said exactly what I just said. It's like, dog, you could have just trusted me and could just listen to what I had to say. Instead you wanted to doubt me, and now look at you getting somebody telling you the same thing twice.
Right.
So yeah.
See, that's I can go on about that on that. That's another episode. So who are your biggest inspirations, like in the artist world?
In the artist world, inspirations, man, that's tough. I would have to say a lot of my peers inspire me. There's other artists that I meet out in Atlanta, for real. They really like every different flows that they have, different things that they talk about. Yeah, Darian's a big inspiration for what he does with his music. Sometimes
shout out to Darian.
Yeah, shout out Darian Phillips. I hear him cooking up on something or a little melody or something like that, and I'm like, I like that rhythm. And I'll hear his rhythm in my head, and next thing you know, I have words with that rhythm. So it's like sometimes I get my flows from him, from the stuff that he cooks up. So yeah, and just listening to music. I love me some 70s music, listening to like Luther Vandross and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's really where it's at, for real. Some old Anita Baker and things like that. So yeah,
I can see that
with
your inspiration with your music. It's like slow jam kind of, like I can see that inspiration behind it.
That smooth R&B.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah. That's baby making music right there.
Trying to make a little something, cut that head honcho on. That's a foreplay right there. Let's get her activated.
So we talked about some of the challenges that you faced in the work life world. So do you feel like you have what are some of the challenges you experience in the creative arts world, like as a spoken word poet? Do you feel like you have some challenges?
Yeah, honestly, shoot, you know what sucks is when you pay to get into the open mic, you put your name on the list, and then they don't call your name. So that sucks a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's something that we all face and have to deal with. So there's challenges like that. Shoot. Other than that, I'm trying to think of another challenge because I want to say I don't get writer's block because most of the time I just write what I'm feeling, and I don't usually need any help to spit out how I'm feeling. But recently I'm trying to write a song for an artist, and I think I'm putting some pressure on myself because it's like, oh, well, this guy is, he has accomplishments already, and here I am trying to write a song for him, and it's like I keep kind of
don't want the imposter syndrome. That sounds like an imposter.
Possibly, might be having a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And, so I started writing, and DP, he started on the beat. And, like, I have it in my head a little bit, but I just gotta find the words and what I want to say and the rhythm to it. So
sounds like a great challenge, though.
Yes, I'm not mad at it. I just gotta sit down and lock in. So,
sitting down, locking in. So what would you say some of the great things that you experienced as a spoken word artist, like,
Yeah, I would say I love when I do get on the stage and then I'm done and like everybody's clapping. I love that applause that I hear. And then I love when people come up to me like, yo, that really touched me because, this, that, and the third. Like I have a poem called Lasagna. It's about my mother and how I watched her go through breast cancer and things like that. And folks was like, yeah, that one really, really touched me, or like they appreciate that line and things like that. So it really makes me feel good. It makes me feel like not only am I healing myself, but I'm kind of helping heal somebody else because they heard that and they resonate with it. So, yeah, those are definitely, you take those small wins for sure.
Yeah, I like that too because, like, when you do a poem in front of people and they resonate with you, it's like that other person in the audience feels seen. They don't feel like so alone. They feel like they connected. And then, like, you as the artist, you being on stage and you actually speaking out or saying something with such emotion and great and the wordplay that you use in a way that is able to paint a picture and resonate with someone in a way that no one else could have. That's like the magic part. That's the magic part of it. So as an artist, what advice would you give as a spoken word artist and as a writer who have been doing this for some time and has experience being on different stages and putting yourself out there? What advice would you give to artists who may be a little nervous to go on stage or second guessing themselves as writers, or may have that writer's block experience? They feel like stuck at the page.
I would say, well, for one, if you're doing it on your phone, get off the phone and pick up some pen and some paper and just get the writing. Maybe try like a 30-minute free write where you just kind of write in your journal. You just write. Just force yourself to just go for 30 minutes. And then it's like once you just get that initial kind of that feeling of getting your thoughts out there, then it's like maybe try to be more thoughtful with what you do. And just try to finish the poem before you start to edit it and critique it and things like that. And as you're writing it, like pause and read it out loud and just see how it feels. How does it flow? If you don't like the flow, just put a little note right there and just keep going. Maybe try and find the flow that you're looking for, because you never know when you might be able to turn your whole poem, tie it all together at that last line. It might not make sense to get all the way down to the end, and then you like, oh, let me wrap this up right here. I'm gonna put this alliteration right there and swoop that on around, bring that metaphor back to the beginning, and boom, you done. So yeah.
Yep.
Something else I would do, I would have to, because I would struggle with knowing when I'm done with a poem. So I would write to the contents of the page. So at first, my poetry was very short because I would have a small little notebook that it could fit in my pocket. And I would just write to the end of the page. So I know by the end, I got to be wrapping this up. And that would kind of help me form it to like introduce the idea. Yeah. So different things like that. So yeah, that's my advice. And just get out there and do it. Forget that little voice in your head, whatever. Get up there on stage with it screaming at you. Get up there with your hands shaking and your voice shaking and all of that, and just read. And as you do it, it'll get easier.
Yep. And the thing that I like about it too is that like when you do go out to these spaces, it's not as scary as you think because like it's so supportive. Like more people are more supportive than anything, you know. And then you know, that's the thing I like about it too, is the support that you get from the audience and from the host and everything like that.
Yeah, what Intuit say, do it scared. So yeah, and you'd be surprised how many people are nervous when they get up there. Even folks that's been doing it for years, they probably still get those jitters and little handshakes when they on the stage, but they still get up there and do it.
Yep. So. Yeah, it's human. I feel like it's human to feel that way.
Yep.
So, what brings you the most joy about being a self-made artist? And I think you probably already answered this kind of earlier too. But do you have any other like things to take on that? Like just being you, like being a self-made artist, someone who like.
Yeah. I guess what brings me the most joy about being self-made, just knowing that I thought up my lyrics on my own. Like nobody ever is helping me with what I write. Maybe you were a source of inspiration for me or something like that. But other than that, how it all comes together and all my ideas and stuff, it's all me. So I think it's really just a moment for me to be proud of myself. Really would probably be the best joy is that pride that I have for myself. It's like, yeah, girl, you doing it. And then being able to look back and see some of the poems that I started to write when I was first getting out there versus how I write now. And I'm like, man, that's growth right there. Right. So yeah, looking at my own growth really helps. So yeah.
That's so cool. So that's all I have for you today. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us on the artist journey today. I really enjoyed hearing your story and getting to know you on a deeper level. Yeah. And I know that your story has helped someone or will help someone out there and inspiring them because, you know, as an artist, it's more than just a performance, you know, it's a lifestyle. So, and it's so much to it. So again, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. And, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank y'all. Hey, if y'all see me out and about, that floodgates, if you want the card, $15 for the card. Okay. And this really work as a storage device too. So yeah, just hit me up.
What's the card?
This is my album. This is how I'm selling it for myself. So you twist it around and it's a USB-C right here. You can plug it into your phone, you can plug it up to your car, and you have the album on there with the poetry and the music. And when I was going to upload it on the streaming platforms, they didn't like my live performances because it didn't have any music behind it. So it seemed like I was just uploading maybe a comedy skit or maybe I'm uploading some random TikTok video, you know, because they needed to hear the music behind it. So it came out as an EP, and then I had to go back and release my just spoken word performances as just singles. So right here, you get all 9 of the tracks in one place. So right here.
That's cool. And can we get this online? Can we order this too, or is this like an in-person? We gotta
it's
get you
an in-person thing. You might could DM me or something, but yeah, no, I haven't quite set up like a Shopify or nothing like that. So no website just yet. But
no, that's dope. I like that because like I feel like that gives you creative control. You know, and then also like earlier too. I asked you who were your inspirations, and you said people you meet too. So that's one of the reasons why we do this, because the underground arts, the people, the artists, the singers, the producers, the poets, the rappers, those are the people that make up your local city. Yeah. Those are the people that shapes the culture, the graffiti art, you know, the fashion, you mentioned how Atlanta, you grew up here in Jonesboro, and how Atlanta influenced you. That, even like the girls and the fashion, everything, you go to a city, you go to California, it's different than Atlanta, it's different than Philly, it's different than New York City. So support your local artists. When you see them, when they got their merch, when they got their music and stuff like that, go out and buy their work. You know, so if you don't have the money to buy the work, share it. Listen, go on Spotify, listen to their music. It doesn't cost you nothing. And share their work, because like we have a celebrity obsessed culture, and we like to worship these people we see on these screens that we don't really have access to. You know, when there's people in your community, there's artists in your community, you know, so.
And a lot of us, I feel like, are better than some of the folks in the industry.
They are.
And a lot of times I think we fuel the industry. Like, I'm pretty sure some of those artists, they still listen to underground rappers and stuff like that, just to kind of see what's going on, make
to
sure
get
they're
their
not out of touch.
inspiration. They go to the underground artists. They get, they, oh, what's going on? What's trending? What's new? What are they doing? So that we can profit off of it.
Yep. So yeah.
So this is where it's at. This is the underground arts is where it's at, y'all. So
yeah. All right. Thank you so much for having me, Third Eye Eva. It's a great time.
Yep. All right, you all. Peace.